Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. Welcome to WCNC's Weather School. It is Wednesday, May 13th, every day, Monday through Friday. We do our weather school at 1 o'clock. Today's topic is kind of interesting because we're going from a cold snap, which the first 12 days of May have been the third coldest start on record, to possibly a heat wave starting this weekend into next week. So today's topic kind of hits on both of those, how we perceive cold and warm weather. Meteorologist Aisha Scott is going to talk about the wind chill and the heat index. We kind of call it the feel-like reading or the apparent temperature, but it's really important to understand what that means and how it impacts you as a person, because it does have big impacts on us, even though it doesn't always have impacts on the physical world. For instance, the wind chill does not make water freeze quicker. The heat index does not make things physically hotter. It makes you feel hotter or colder. And it's really important to understand the difference between the two. So today's topic, wind chill and heat index, with meteorologist Aisha Scott. Enjoy.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to WCNC's Weather School. I am meteorologist Aisha Scott, and today we are going to talk about wind chill and heat index. So you may be thinking, why are we talking about the wind chill? It is not winter time. Well, I wanted to talk about the wind chill because the heat index, wind chill, they're kind of polar opposites, if you will, but also because we've had some pretty chilly nights and even some cooler than normal days. So I don't anticipate any more record-breaking temperatures going forward as far as those record-breaking low temperatures going forward. But I do think it's something to be aware of, especially once we get back into fall and into winter. All right, so let's talk about the wind chill. The wind chill is basically how cold people and animals feel when outside. It's based on the rate of heat loss from exposed skin caused by the wind and the cold. All right, so let's dive into the science of wind chills. So, with our body temperature is 98.6 degrees. It creates a layer of warmth around the body. When it's windy and it's cold outside, the wind actually removes that layer of warmth and makes the body temperature drop a little bit faster. So with exposed skin, because again, the wind removed that layer of warmth, you have a thin layer of moisture on your exposed skin. However, the wind evaporates that moisture. And then what happens? The evaporation actually cools the air around your skin. So it feels a lot colder when the winds pick up because, again, it evaporates that moisture. And so it does feel a lot colder. So let's talk about the heat index because we're going into summertime. And this weekend, it is going to feel like summer. All right, the heat index. The heat index is how hot it feels when humidity is factored in with the actual air temperature. Okay, so the humidity is actually measured using the dew point. So I think that's a better measurement of the humidity outside. And we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. So humidity is how much water vapor is actually in the air. The dew point is a good measure of how much water vapor is in the air. So let's talk more about dew points. Okay, so this is an actual dew point forecast for the next what, 7 days. Okay, so today we've got dew points in the 40s. It is very pleasant out there. So we'll start with the numbers here. So whenever we have dew points in the 40s, it's pleasant. 50s, it's pretty comfortable. 60s, it starts to get a little bit more humid. And 70s, it is just downright sticky. It's muggy. It's very uncomfortable. So here's the dew point forecast for this week. Today, very pleasant. We've got dew points in the 40s. Now, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those dew points will climb a little bit into the 50s, right? So it will still be pretty comfortable outside, but you'll notice the humidity start to go up just a little bit. By Monday, those dew points will start to inch closer to 60, so you'll really notice a slightly higher humidity level going into early next week. And then by Tuesday, we'll actually get a front to move through, so that front will bring in some drier air and dew points will drop into the 40s. So whenever we have dew points in the 60s and 70s, it starts to feel humid in the 60s. It's really sticky, muggy, just downright uncomfortable when we have dew points in the 70s. So I want to talk about two different kinds of, I guess, the heat and your health, right? So two things to watch for as we get into summertime, because when summer comes, we're dealing with the heat and the humidity, and I just want you to be safe, and something that you can be aware of to keep also those people around you safe as well. So with heat exhaustion, we'll talk about some symptoms. You could feel faint or dizzy, excessive sweating, your skin may be cool, maybe clammy. Then you have to deal with the nausea and the vomiting. Those are symptoms of heat exhaustion. Okay, so if you think someone is experiencing heat exhaustion, you want to get them in a cool place and you want to give them plenty of water if they are conscious. Okay, now heat stroke is much more dangerous. With heat stroke, you have a throbbing headache. There's no sweating. The body temperature is above about 103. And the nausea, vomiting, you deal with that as well. But with heat stroke, you may actually lose consciousness. Okay, so if you see someone who you think they're experiencing heat stroke, you want to call 911 and you want to take action immediately to get them cool. Okay, so we're going into the summer months and I want you to stay safe. I know everyone wants to be outside and wants to spend more time outdoors, but I also want to make sure that you are staying safe. Thanks for this week's Weather School for talking a little bit about wind chill and heat index. I hope you have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Aisha. Yeah, good tips there, especially the heat exhaustion thing. That thing can sneak up on you. And it's really important to understand, how the weather impacts our bodies, because one of the things about our bodies, it's actually a little bit easier to stay warmer in the winter because you can put more clothes on, you can cover up and protect that layer of moisture and skin. The summer is a little more difficult. I always tell people when the air temperature or the heat index, either one, gets above 98.6, which is our body temperature, guess what? Our body needs a little bit of help to cool down. So those are the danger categories we look at. When we start seeing heat indices around 100 or air temperatures around 100, you really got to watch those carefully. Thanks for tuning in today, Weather School here at WCNC. Join us back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Remember, you can go to our YouTube page, WCNC's YouTube channel. We've got a playlist with now 47 weather schools in there. They're going to be on there forever. You can link to them, share the whole playlist. Great tool for all the people having to do homeschooling, or even when we get back to somewhat normal in the fall, you can use them in classrooms throughout the next 12 months, 24 months. We'll go forward. We'll use them again and again because they are great. They're evergreen lessons. So be back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. for another weather school. Thanks, everybody.